Why, heidi ho, heidi ho, heidi ho. So, today is the 10th day, Kislev, Holy Year 5786. And we're reading through Bereshit, which is Genesis 32:4, 32:13. So it's Vayishlach, which is the first portion of the section where Yaakov flees with his tribes from Laban, his uncle, and he's going back because Hashem told him to go back to the land of his fathers. So in this Torah portion, all throughout the Torah portion of Vayetze, which is about Laban, Yaakov, Rachel, and Leah, we're taught about how we are not supposed to deal with our fellow man. So there are those that will say, well, you're not supposed to deal with your tribe. Well, it's all men, because we can't separate one man from another, because we're not Mashiach. So we can't say this man is Yehuda, this man is Dan, this man is Levi, this man is Naphtali. We can't make those declarations because we don't know. So we are always supposed to deal and do transactions in an honorable way and not try to cheat one another. So in that Torah portion, we're taught when Lavan finally catches up with Yaakov, Yaakov tells him, well, you have cheated me this 10 times. So he's changed his wages 10 times, and he dealt deceptively with him. And in the story, he's actually his uncle, so that makes it even closer, but we are all brothers and sisters. Like I said, we don't know who the NPCs are, non-player characters, the ones that are just here to do whatever they're doing, but we are supposed to deal honorably with one another. And ultimately it comes down to Kili Kol Ha'aretz, all the earth is mine. So our daily mitzvah is positive commandment 245, which goes over transactions and how we are commanded regarding the effect of transactions with our fellow man, Ish. And like I said, it comes from Leviticus 25. So they have 25:14, but in the English text, things can kind of be a little bit off. But anyway, in the Hebrew and Torah, it says, and if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buy of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not wrong one another. Vechi timkuru mimkar la mitecha o kano miyad. Miyad means my hand, or the hand of another. Amitecha al tonu ish, man, et achiv. So we're to deal honorably with one another. And unfortunately, there are those who believe they can capture souls. And they're not doing anything wrong because you're using their documents. But ultimately it all Kili Kol Ha'aretz, which also comes from Leviticus, which is also Leviticus 25. And the land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine. For ye are strangers and settlers with me. Kili Kol Ha'aretz, all the earth is mine, says our Ima Abba. So anyway, dealing deceptively with one another and believing that we can use documents and put the sole of a child's foot onto a piece of parchment and we capture their souls. That's witchcraft, that's wickedness. Yetzirah, the evil inclination. That we can change, add to, and take away from Hashem, our Ima Abba's creation, which means divination. Looking at the stars and saying, I'm going to create my own year, my own months, my own hours and days. And then they have the world following the time zone act, dealing deceptively with one another and not really realizing just how wicked it is and the wickedness that we attach ourselves to. Because after all, when we take from somebody else's idolatry, we carry the resonance that comes along with that. So the whole fiat system around the world, not just here on this portion of land, but the central banks around the world that believe they can just create money out of thin air. They can create legal fiction with their legal documents and their legal paper, and they can write things on a piece of parchment, and that's money. It's monopoly money. It's not honorable. So no matter how you exchange it, you're never compensating somebody for their labor. So it goes back to how we are to deal with ish, man, other men. We're not to deal deceptively. Unfortunately, many of us, our souls have been captured with that fiat system and that legal system. Not lawful, legal. But anyway, even under that legal system, there's such a thing as lawful money. Title 12, subsection 411 of the United States Code, lawful money, which is silver and gold shekels. Lawful money, godly money. It doesn't come with interest. So lending and borrowing at interest, why it's such a wicked thing. It's a vicious circle, and the serpent is always eating its own tail. So we're continuing to go around in a wicked way. We allow wickedness to grow on the land and become stronger and stronger and stronger by allowing the wickedness to exist. But also has to come down to our heart being greedy for gain. So it's okay if I do it because everybody else is doing it. Well, we're not supposed to follow the masses. So anyway, that whole story of Lavan and Yaakov shows us that even those who we believe are our own family, our own flesh and blood, can be the ear of Rav, the mixed multitude. They have wickedness in their heart, but they can also be an NPC, non-player character. They're just doing what they are created to do in their wickedness. So that's the message for today. We need to learn to deal righteously with one another. We need to learn the laws. And the law of the land always is our Ima Abba's laws. It's the law of the land, it's the law of the sea, it's the law of Ha'alam, the universe. Masculine and feminine gender exists in all things, judgment and mercy. And one without the other is legal fiction, is the easiest way to say it. So that's the message for today. Don't be Lavan. Don't change your brother's wages, but deal honorably with one another. Nobody has to use a social security number for identification purposes. Nobody has to use Pope Gregory's Gregorian calendar, which was Julius Caesar. Nobody has to use the Time Zone Act. You are taught in Torah, which is the 5 books of Moshe Rabbeinu, we are taught when the sun goes down, the day is ended. The moon rules over the night, and the sun rules over the day. Find your mother, which is the Shekhinah, in the night. She comforts you every night. So anyway, that's the message for today. God bless. Much love.